It's time. Lock, load, put on your Infinity Gauntlet and grab your lightsaber. This is Nerd Talk. Presented by Wreaking TV.
There we go. Hey, everybody. There we are. Oh, wow. That was a great intro. I like that one. Hey, welcome to
cats
Nerd
and
Talk.
kittens. How's it going on out there?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, I can't hear him now, so I'm good.
I thought I told you to get rid of him and put Bree in there. Go to the 5-shot. We got to bring Bree in. Oh, my God. People are going to turn off immediately.
Come on now. Who else is bringing it?
I'm bringing it. There's
I like
Bree.
her bunker a lot better.
So we are social, what do they call it, distancing tonight again?
Yes. Everybody but the middle frame.
But yeah,
but here's the thing.
We're stuck together all the time anyway.
It's already
so.
quarantined together anyway, so that's okay. Hey, what are you drinking there, Bree?
Island Active, which could also be called Bud Light under a different name. It tastes like ass.
Oh, that's well, I'm drinking
beer.
not Chick-fil-A, but it's in a Chick-fil-A cup, though.
Yeah.
This is probably the most unholiest this has ever been. Kind of safe.
Is it still available on Sundays, though? That'll be the question.
It will be on this Sunday. Just saying, because it's my own mix. Anyway, welcome to Nerd Talk. We glad that you guys are here and watching.
Cup, though.
What the hell? What was that?
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
I think
Mike's
that
having
was
some issues.
Is it Mike? Mike owes us money? I like Mike owing us money because that's a whack. Every time that does, it's a whack.
Oh, man.
Perfect.
It's a boop.
1-1.
We'll call it a boop from now on. So anybody, we're going to start this right off. If you want a boop, Mike, and I don't mean $25, 2 boops. I'm just saying, put that lower third up. There it is. I don't know why he does that. You're crazy, man. Come on, you need to. Don't do that.
Hey, to each their own here. You know, everybody has their own preferences.
If you like beatings, okay, whatever. And then tonight, I am going to open up a loot crate that I have. Look, this is funny. This is from November.
Oh, wow.
But it
Does that mean I can open my
came
thing
today.
Yeah, they were super late, like shipping everything out.
Well, they're
They're
borderline out of business.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Horrible.
yeah.
I feel I love them to death, but oh my God.
Well, they
created
created the business, and now everybody else jumped on the bandwagon and does it better. And that's, I mean, that's the way Apple and Microsoft did things for years. Is one of them would innovate, and then the other one would jump on it, and that worked up until the iPod and the Zune.
You still have your Zune.
I love my Zune, and I will die with it.
Yeah.
So go, you guys go to the 4-shot without me. I'm gonna go iris that camera down because that's bad. Anyway, so oh, really? No, just go to Mark. So Mark, tell us about why you're here tonight.
Well, why are we here tonight? Well, we are here because as being on quarantine, we've been unable to do our travels for Erie Travels, our upcoming show. A lot of the places we had planned to visit for filming didn't work out because, hey, they're closed now and they're abandoned, and amongst other things. So we're having to, we're just having to do what we've got to do. So, but we are enjoying coming to talk Nerd Talk. We're going to talk nerdy things. We're going to talk some spooky stuff if we get a chance. And Carrie here is always the teller to my pen and doesn't say much when she on the best of days, but she's got her mask on, so she's ready.
She is so ready, isn't she?
And then Elizabeth Abbott, our editor and manager.
Pickles.
I just yell at them.
If you ever hear me reference Pickles, that's Pickles.
This is now you know. And knowing is half the battle. But Elizabeth is here to talk about something near and dear to her heart that we're going to get into a little bit later. So,
hey, by the way, Melissa Kennedy says, "Looking good, guys."
Hey,
Especially
hello,
me.
UFO woman. How are you?
She's a UFO woman. She comes on right after our show too, by the way.
Awesome.
She's got a good interview tonight. Everybody should watch it. You know, it's kind of funny. Can I say I'm going to bunny trail real quick? It's amazing. It's amazing. What if you put in your mind and you say, what does the average UFO person look like, or the average person that believes in ghosts? What do they look like? And and I hate to say it, society has made go, okay, they're either gothy looking or or something like that. But
Or
you know,
the bottom right corner of the TV is.
or you look like that. But this lady
Y'all
on
just
tonight
wish you could be a
is
tiger princess.
the lady on tonight looks like this sweet little old grandmother, and you never married. If you look,
Is
it
it,
goes.
is it Phyllis? Phyllis Cesar? I'm wondering.
I'm not sure. Melissa
Okay.
will put it on there.
Okay, cool.
But you would look at her and go, there's no way she believes in UFOs, nor does she believe in ghosts. But she does. And I mean, she's MUFON.
Then it's not Phyllis.
No,
Phil-
this lady, she's a MUFON, and she has some
That's
really
great
good
stuff,
images.
too.
So
Now,
it's
we
really
were,
gonna, it's going to be cool.
Our good friend Phyllis Cesar, who was doing the Paranormal Con with us, she had her episode of, was it the Paranormal 911 aired last week, and where they reenact an event, and she was so upset because she's a sweet little old lady, and she was helping out at a hospital, and they had unusual activity at the hospital, and in the reenactment, she's panicking and running and trying to warn people, and Phyllis is like, I never panicked. I was intrigued. I was excited. And I'm like, it made better TV. That's why they did that.
Denise
so.
Stoner's going to be on.
Oh, excellent. Denise
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah, and again, so here's something else. So today, yes, I'm a redneck, and yes, I'm a prepper, and yes, I'm doing all this stuff. I went and picked my ammo up today, right? And the lady behind the counter that was helping people, nice. I mean, I don't know if she's a grandmother, but she looked like a grandmother, had purple hair. But the most you look at her and go, yeah, she doesn't. Carry a gun. And then you should have seen the freaking 45 that's sitting on her. Holy crap! I mean, even I was a little intimidated.
I have a couple friends who have never, one of the couple has never allowed a gun in the house, but because of all the craziness right now, they're like, maybe we should have one, just in case and all that. So
I bet Bree's got a gun.
Oh, we have plenty of guns. We're fine.
We'll just go to her
We got
house.
that.
and
We're so
have
good.
fun.
Now Pikachu down there in the bottom.
What the heck? No.
He's
My
got a
armor
Nerf gun.
Has gotten better week after week. I'm sorry y'all didn't prep for this. I got my little face mask on that makes it hard to breathe. I got my tiara
I
on.
have
I got
one of
my
those.
horns and my armor plating. Y'all just came.
Oh,
unprepared.
you're not Pikachu?
No, it's my low-key
hey,
armor.
My shirt says no touchy.
no touchy. That's good.
Well, there we
Hey,
go.
oh, yeah, a little higher. We can't read it.
No.
Settle down, John.
You can see
Settle
it.
down.
Send her up
How
there,
long-
girl.
how long's he
Send
been
her
in
up. Send her up.
quarantine?
To your left. To your left. To your left. There you go. Well, hey, look. I can't try. Guys, try. It is what it is.
When
Tommy
we
didn't
grew
want
up,
me to wear armor.
when John
He
and
didn't
I
want you
grew
to
up,
wear anything at all?
there
Is that
was
what you
no
said?
internet, and we had to rely on whose dad had the lowest guarded Playboy collection. So
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
So that's our natural instinct. It's
That
a little
doesn't
tough.
surprise me at all.
It's a little tough. That's why when you watch an old '80s movie,
Yeah.
and you're like, why did I like this? I hated this movie. I hate this movie. Why did I like this as a kid?
Slumber
And
Party
then suddenly
Massacre.
somebody takes a top off, and I'm like, that's why I like this movie. I remember now.
Yeah. Melissa says that Josh needs more bling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my tiara on. I've got my tiara on my head. I'm ready.
You need a
Y'all
tiger.
Are just sad that y'all can't be an apocalypse princess, a tiger princess, if you will. I got
see.
my nice little tiger here. We're going to be going on tour. So ladies, if you would like to pet a baby tiger, I got one for you.
So
right here.
the first tour tonight's Walmart.
All through. I'm going to take a trip through Big
People
Cat
of Walmart.
Rescue.
There he is. Right down there.
Yeah.
In the
You're
corner.
just sad you can't be royalty.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm a princess of weird. I'm a tiger princess. I'm an apocalypse princess. I'm an apocalypse pony. I'm all these great things, John. Just
Yeah.
don't be hating. Congratulating.
Yeah.
All right, I got to take
Hey,
these
Mike,
horns
stop
off.
looking at the TV.
My horns are really getting me hot and bothered here. So
He's monitoring the chat. Come on.
Oh, is he? No, I don't
think.
think he's looked at the
get
TV
my
because he
tiara
likes
on
some
nice.
stuff. So, hey, anyway, so what's going on everybody tonight? Is everybody okay? Is everybody safe? Everybody good?
Of
So
course
far.
I'm good.
Yeah?
Come on
Is
now.
everybody out there watching tonight good? We want to
hope
know.
so.
Put in the chat. What's your fears? What is your big thought? I'm looking at like 4 TVs here. This is a
Yeah, it's like a command
right.
bunker over there.
You know, guys, times like this make me think of an amazing saying. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself and spiders.
Fear
And see, you know, I guess spiders a bad rap. Spiders are just like our snakes and lizards. Spiders get a bad rap. Certain spiders, yeah, it's pretty good to be afraid of them, but not all of them. So.
I like spiders.
No, I think.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't
Josh
don't
Wheeler
hate mail.
said you can never have too much bling.
That's true.
Exactly.
Keep it fabulous.
No, I think the saying that goes really well right now is "so far so good," which is the you know, when the guy jumped out of the 12-story building, and every floor he kept saying "so far so good."
Yep.
Yeah, so far so good. So, you know.
Yep. So okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about, and I don't even know how that's gone on here. I'm glad I did not check this because normally I'd have said nope. But Zach Braff and Donald Faison's Scrubs podcast has arrived.
Oh, I was listening to it today. It is awesome.
I've been actually
weren't
really
you working
excited
today,
for
Mike?
this one.
I can have background noises on while I work.
Can you?
Yeah.
Working.
Working.
And I still get more work done than my other
Working.
employees.
To be honest, like I really want to see this show or listen to the show while watching the show because it's supposed to be an audio-visual podcast.
Yeah,
where
it's
you
like
can
a
pop
commentary.
on the first episode and be able to watch right along as Donald and Zach talk to you. And of course, if you don't know, Donald and Zach actually play JD and Turk, the two best friends from Scrubs. If they get Dr. Cox to do just one episode, I'll be happy.
What's
Her
the actor's
and-
name?
Or the janitor.
Josh, you're my Turk.
There we go.
I'm your JD Turk.
No,
I'm
Dr.
not doing Eagle with you.
Oh, that's the best part.
No,
I'm failing my nerd. I need somebody IMDb me in the head here. The guy who played Dr. Cox was also on Stand Against Evil. And if you've got Hulu and you're sitting at home and you have nothing else to watch, that is one of the most criminally underrated shows of all time is Stand Against Evil. It's the guy who played Dr. Cox. He's basically Red Foreman from that 70s show if he was Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
It is hysterical. It is amazing. And Dana Gould wrote it, and it's just incredible. 3 seasons, and they're great. Definitely worth a watch. It's hysterical.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah, I honestly can't wait if they can also get Elliot on the show, Sarah Chalk.
Well, they said they're going to have special guests.
Yeah, like there's so many people I could think of. Scrubs is absolutely one of my all-time favorite shows. I can easily watch that show over and over again, thanks to Comedy Central back in the day.
And it's on Hulu right now.
Yeah, so I'm recommending this one. It's got my approval.
It's on Hulu. Hulu. I don't know. It was all right. It was all right.
It's interesting because during the show, they break down every episode. So the first episode tonight was the intro to the show.
Very first episode. So you get to see JD entering the hospital as a young intern. And then, of course, the show lasts about 7 to 9 seasons, I want to say.
It was a big
The
hit
last
for a while.
season we ignored.
I don't.
No, it's not that bad.
I thought the intern show was pretty good. Had they actually been able to keep with it and stuff.
Originally, it wasn't even supposed to be them in that show, but it was so horrible they had to keep them in there.
Yeah.
So they pulled a Game of Thrones then. I never got that far into it. So
Yeah,
it was a good show.
I mean, I watched it when it was on, kind of every now and then when I didn't have to do, or and
I
didn't
think if
have
they
a
would have
date.
waited a little bit of time and it didn't come out immediately after the last season that gave you such a nice finale to the Scrubs TV show and then only to go right into interns, had it been like a year or two down the line, I think it would have had a lot better chance of getting its own footing in its own place.
Got it. Yeah. All right. Well, okay, let's move on. So HBO is releasing 500 hours of TVs and movies for free.
The only thing I want to know is, I can't say on the show, if a certain real show is going to be on there for free, because I would love to be watching those.
No, those aren't there. Tales from the
what?
Crypt's not there, but that's not even on HBO streaming at all. So the Shudder's got that though, which is nice.
What real?
Oh,
Do you really want me to say it? Because
Yeah.
I don't think it's a PG thing at all. It's
Say it.
CDMA. It's Real Sex.
Real Sex
I would
was-
love the Real Sex series to be on there. Those
Well, there was
seasons.
another one
the-
Seymour
Of course you
Butts
would.
did.
The-
His show on there,
well,
wasn't
and
it?
he did.
Yes,
Family
that's
Business.
it.
Family Business.
Wasn't that on HBO?
Thank
or was
you,
that
Rob.
Showtime?
I think that was Showtime.
I
And
mean,
there was the Cat
Real
House
Sex
one
was,
HBO.
Yes.
The Cat House
was-
one was that.
John's like, I wasn't impressed.
Well, let's be honest.
those shows were
when you're a
terrible.
5-year-old little boy discovering things on HBO for the first time,
You're
it leaves
still
an
discovering
impression.
things.
Yeah.
So that's why you're the way you are.
A little bit.
explains
There
a
might
lot.
be a little bit more to it. I'm a princess, dang
So
it.
we have a. I've never heard of this person. So we're gonna. I think it's Cherry Snot, which is quite a.
Cherry Lane, I believe?
No, Cherry Snot
Oh.
is her name. Is the person's name? And they're asking, is Shudder any good?
Shudder
Oh,
is
yeah.
totally worth it just for the Creep Show remake. It was kind of hit or miss the whole show, but
Yeah.
there are some episodes of that are some of the best horror in the last 10 years, and written by some amazing people. They got a lot of classic authors, and then Greg Nicotero, producing it. It's awesome. But there is so much great television on Shudder. And so take that 7-day free trial they're giving right now, and I think
it's 30 days.
I think it's 30
It's
days
30
now.
days.
I think it's one of
now,
those things.
so-
It depends on how much you absolutely love the horror genre at the
man.
beginning. Because if you're somebody who can't stand blood, guts, and gore, this is not necessarily the network for you.
But it's
see,
better than the wrestling genre.
They've got other stuff that isn't bloody and gory. They've got
Right.
classic horror,
Classic.
and they've got a lot of other stuff. Like I said, it's impressive the talent they've got on it, and some of the movies that are coming straight to it.
Heck, they
are
just
incredible.
got 3 from Hell,
3
which
from Hell
is the brand
skipped
new Rob
all
Zombie
the
film.
other skipped all the other networks, went straight to that, which is great.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely Shudder, totally worth it, Jerry.
So I'm looking at Cherry Snot. She has 600. They have 611 followers. It looks like a sex mannequin. Either that or the makeup's really freaking awesome. And it says, I can't
Yeah, I
stay
was
at home.
looking at that too.
Wow,
interesting.
you guys
I
go
like
out
how
on the
you guys
rabbit
get
holes while we're doing
TVs
this
that
show,
actually
man.
can see what people are saying and everything
Oh,
like
so,
that.
so
Everybody
Cherry
else
Snot,
is just...
they said that horror nerd I am. I love that.
And then
Well, there you
Hey,
go.
you know-
So, and if you're into horror and you like really spooky stuff, you should read the Eerie, Florida book series. It's
Yes,
it's
you
an amazing
should.
series.
I will sit there and tell you that you need to.
Also for Cherry, we do another show called Comic Book 101 where we feature cosplayers. You would definitely fit that
There
for
you go.
our cosplayer of the week because of your makeup. It looks
So
great.
message the show, DM them, and
Oh, so Cherry Snot, I love that name, says, I'm a haunter. That's my
Oh.
character's name.
Mark.
LOL,
Excellent.
nice to meet you guys. Been wanting to get Shutterstock, or Shutter, but worried. Thanks for the info.
No problem.
I'm a horror
From
freak.
one haunter
from
to
one
another.
hunters. to
Oh my
another.
God,
We
that's
ran-
her picture.
we
I do my
ran-
own makeup. Girl, that is
awesome.
very good.
So let
Holy
us know
crap.
what haunt you did, because the haunt season is in flux right now. We just heard Spirit is not going to open this year.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
an
wait,
internal
what?
memo.
And Transworld.
No,
right?
no.
Where-
Spirit Halloween isn't opening this year.
Spirit
How
Halloween
Decaying
may not
Corpse
open
of
this
Toys
year.
R Us?
And Transworld
Yep.
was.
This is
postponed, like we talked
absolutely
about
a
last
travesty. Your princess will not stand for this.
Oh my God.
No, Spirit, they had an internal memo to their employees saying that the supply lines, are gone right now. This is normally when they stock up. And
Right.
then, the Transworld show we talked about, the home for haunters and home haunts and big haunts, they canceled. They're doing a virtual con.
Yeah.
The guys who do Haunt Con are doing a virtual con this weekend that you can actually go in and listen to panels and stuff. But yeah, the haunt industry is in shambles.
So
Although
Halloween's canceled.
I don't
No,
think it's-
Halloween is not
hearing.
canceled.
No,
Your princess
and
will
that's-
make sure everything that is physically within my power to make sure my holiday
Okay.
goes on.
And believe me, the theme parks want horror nights, and they want Disney's Mickey's Not So Scary.
Halloween, yeah.
They need all those back because that's their moneymaker. That's
Well,
they
here's
call
the-
it their 13th month.
And here's the thing. So We Beam TV is coming out with a new show called Parageeks, and I am looking for paranormal people that want to work with us geeks to do hauntings.
To create hauntings, or you're going to investigate hauntings?
Well, I like to create them if I could. That's the other side of Boss Tech you don't know about.
Okay. So yeah, are we doing the rituals, or are you just going in?
I don't
and
know. Maybe we'll do the
investigating?
rituals.
Okay.
You know
So
me. I don't poke the bear. I kick him.
I got some people I can introduce you to. So
I kick 'em.
Investigate.
Wait a minute, what kind of
if
bears
Chris
are we
Balzano's
talking about
watching,
here?
Chris, you need to message these guys. So
Yeah, we need to make sure we keep in contact with them. So we're going to jump on. So CGC remains open, declares itself an essential business.
So I was actually
Do you have some
reading
word
on
on
this
this?
one a little bit
How
ago.
is this possible?
So it's kind of like us here at WeBeam TV Studios, where they don't have a lot of employees generally in the normal business year. So thanks to being able to keep 6 feet away from each other and a few other things, they are now able to continue to stay open. They are a mail order business, 90% of it from people sending in their comics to get them graded, and then they just ship them right back out. Because of those things, they feel that they're an essential business and can remain open during this time
It's a
period.
comic book 101 thing.
it
Kind of.
kind of
Fall
is,
into my
yeah.
nerd talk world.
Well, because it's nerdy.
I
still
know.
nerdy.
Comics are nerdy.
Well, okay, so
I don't think they're an essential business
why?
They're not.
Why do you not think they are?
because essential businesses, people for food, stuff like that, medicine, they don't need to
What do
be
you think,
open.
Bree?
I don't think now's a good time to
I don't know. I think that because this is what a comic book. I can barely hear you guys. This is what a comic book distributor.
No, they're
this
a
is-
grader.
They
They
grade
grade the
comics for
Oh,
sale.
a grader. Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily an essential business. But if they're able to operate where they're not open to the public, businesses are allowed to perform essential business work to keep their business running. So they're not an essential business, but they can perform all of their essential work necessary to continue their business. Because if they're able to maintain the 6 foot distance and stuff like that, like Tommy, his manufacturing, the plastic injection molding stuff, they're all working.
Right.
Because their distribution and whatever and stuff like that. And they're able to maintain 6 foot distance and they're not open to the public.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with CDC. They're never open to the public. You can't just walk into
Right.
the CDC and be like, grade my comic books right now.
Is it CDC
Right.
or CGC?
But they're
No,
not an essential
CGC, there's a
business.
couple.
Comic grading company.
Yeah,
They're not an
There's-
essential
there's some other
business, but
ones.
they're able to operate under a loophole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
definitely
what
legal.
GameStop's reopening now. Some of their stores doing the same thing, saying that they're essential and are
You can go to
reopening.
curbside and pick it up.
GameStop
Yeah.
is saying that they're essential.
They're saying they're
Yeah.
essential,
Web
and they
cameras.
actually got
Web
shut
cameras.
down in a couple
Pennsylvania
states.
took
Pennsylvania
their
took their
business
business license
license.
because
Well,
they
the strippers have to make money somewhere, so they're all going to go to Patreon.
and cams and
It's no longer
OnlyFans and stuff.
Patreon. Nobody uses that now.
Nobody uses Patreon.
OnlyFans.com.
OnlyFans is a new one.
Okay, same
Patreon's
damn
dead.
difference. Everybody
Or
wants to become a
Uber
cam
Eats.
girl.
Well,
Or boy.
OnlyFans allows
Uber
18
Eats.
plus. That's
Yeah.
the reason. So.
Right, Brie, exactly.
But even that with Diamond closing down
Yeah.
and
Oh, that's
and now
huge.
this CGC, the only thing it would be good for is to help the pawn shops right now, because the pawn shops are staying open because they're considering themselves essential because they're helping people sell stuff.
I think this is one of those
Pawn shops are making a
instances,
killing.
if you have comic books that you've been looking to get graded and for whatever reason have some extra money right now, you can easily send them in and get them graded for yourself right now. I mean, with the
But this is the worst time to sell them.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's going to want to
nobody's
pay.
buying
Believe it,
anything
it's
right
not
money.
about selling your comic books with the CGC. It's just getting them graded. It's getting
they're
somebody to
paying
look them.
$75
$75 to $100
I think
get
it's
comic
more-
graded.
Knowing
Of the fact
that you
that if
have
it's
money
closed down.
sitting there in your comic books if shit hits the fan and you have to scrape by.
But
Right.
Mark made a good comment. People are selling stuff at pawn shops. Once
Yeah,
this
because they
thing
need
is
the money.
over,
Well, everybody
say
was-
90 days of people that don't pay for their stuff, we can go there and make a killing on
Yeah,
buying
because I mean,
everything.
it is really we've definitely found out everybody was 2 paychecks away from disaster. So
Yeah, I
and,
mean, my business at my work in the next couple of months, we're going to make boatloads of fucking money
Yeah.
off of this because like we did in the recession, people are losing their houses and losing their businesses. And it's a really morbid way to look at it. But
Yeah,
as a
but it's
locksmith,
true.
we're going to have to rekey all these locks. We're going to make banging fucking money.
look at the restaurants and the bars. The minute they reopen, if they survive this,
Yeah.
look how hard is it going to be to get a table at any restaurant the minute this is over?
Yeah.
No, heck,
It's
movie
gonna be
theaters,
insane.
any form of
I
entertainment.
think people are going to be nervous to go out.
Yep. Yeah.
I agree with
Well,
that.
first of all, okay, let's be realist here because we may all be going, and I've said this on a couple of different shows that we do. We may be going back to work May-ish, June-ish, right, to be back to normal
July.
work. But I got a really hard feeling that the CDC and all the governments are going to say, okay, that's great, we're all back to work now, but no big, large gatherings. Not for a while. I don't think you're going to see anybody being able to do large gathering until after October. And the problem with that is even if we go back to going, okay, October, November, we can start doing this again. Now we're getting back into cold and flu season. Great, you know.
Yeah. It's going to be a long time before we're back to normal, and it's going to be a totally new normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's going to
Absolutely
change.
new normal. People are appreciating different things and realizing different things about the littlest shit.
Right.
Like, there are so many things. I am so bored. Like, so bored. Oh, my God.
So
I'm only
are you
working
guys?
3 days a week.
I was gonna say, how many days a week are you working?
I'm driving down to Clearwater 3 days a week, but I'm only working 10 to 3. So I'm driving 23 miles to work for 5 hours and drive back home.
Well, you know, you can always come to WeBeam TV and do your own show again. If
I
you're
could,
that bored.
or I could, like I've been doing the last 2.5 weeks, I've been sitting my ass on the couch watching Vampire Diaries, which I am
Hey,
like
there's nothing wrong with that.
decade behind on.
Well, you
Although
know,
with that free
Good
HBO,
choice.
you can watch True Blood and get like the adult Vampire Diaries.
yeah,
Yeah, like 3
Watch The
times.
King of
Season 3.
Mississippi.
that is the crazy one.
I love The
I
King
like
of
That's
Mississippi.
I will be sad if
True
Spook.
Blood better, but Vampire Diaries is okay. I did start watching Little Fires Everywhere on Hulu with
Right.
Reese Witherspoon because she is amazing, and that's been pretty good.
Amazingly, what bad?
No.
Oh,
What?
See, for my undisclosed
Don't
bunker,
I don't care for her. It's
No,
nah.
That's interesting.
she plays the ditzy bitch really, really well.
Well, okay, yeah, she does do that. So,
But she's amazing. Have you seen her in Pretty Little Lies?
no,
That one's
I don't
really
watch
good.
stuff like that.
That's
That's
her
out of my
best
wheelhouse. I'm
performance.
sorry. That's kind of out of the
Yeah.
our wheelhouse. A
I
little
mean, last night I actually sat down on DC Universe and watched a whole series of Super Friends, and then the Fab Five versus the.
bit. Oh yeah,
Justice
the
League.
Fatal Five versus
Fatal,
Justice
yeah,
League.
I
Fatal
watched
Five
that.
last night.
So, and I mean, it was like, wow, this is pretty cool because I haven't had time. You know, so the one good thing about this, I'm getting caught up on my TV. Cherry said, "I'll be so sad if the haunts don't open, but can always dress up and go live." LOL.
There you
It's
go.
Very true.
They're very true.
We got to start following. We'll follow you. You make sure you follow us. It's all good. And she goes, my job is not going anywhere. I work in the hospital. I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
cardiac sonographer in human form.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Well, congratulations. Thank you for
Yeah.
doing
Wow.
what you do.
Yeah, thanks for being out there. So let's move on. So Marvel Unlimited announces free month on digital comics.
And this was, I think this was a kind of a save by Marvel because they kind of were tone deaf to the comic shops, and I don't think
well,
this
not
really
just them,
helped.
DC Comics as
Oh, both
well.
of
There's
them.
been a lot of stuff going on with both of these organizations, both companies, Marvel and DC. At least Marvel now has gotten to the point where they've finally come out with this press release stating that they're not really going to be distributing any new comic books that were slated to come out over the next 3 months. Instead, they're going to hold off on them, except for graphic novels and that such, of books that are already have been out for their entire series and run. Now it's just being collected in a graphic form, and you'd be able to read them on this Marvel Unlimited app.
Yeah, which is fantastic for those that don't want to get out and do that, and especially with so many comic shops. They were already on the brink. They've been in trouble for a while, and I think that was the problem. Was the day that Diamond announces that they're closing, and they hadn't told anybody. They hadn't
Right.
told the
No one
comics.
knew.
Didn't tell anybody. Bleeding Cool, I think, is where it got the announcement, and then. These comic owners are like, what are we going to do? Marvel, DC, tell us something. And they promoted their new comics that are coming out in 2 months that day instead of saying anything.
Right.
Supportive. And then they had to do something to please the fans.
I think it really depends on the shop that you're going to, because the one that me and Michael go to, Yancey Street Comics, they were actually really thrilled with this decision because that now gives them a few months now of where they're not having to have all this new product coming in that they're having to spend money on, and then they're not able to sell these books. Or even the worst case scenario, if they went digitally with everything, and then 3 months down the line, we're getting all these books again. I think it's finally smart that the way it's played. It also gives everybody a perfect reset button. If you've ever wanted to get into comic books, one, watch our show, Comic Book 101 TV, but two, get into some of these graphic novels that are out there, some of these past issues or anything like that. This is now the time or the chance for you to check out some of these stories.
Right. True.
Yeah, no, I think, like I said, it was some damage control, but well done damage control.
Yeah, and it all depends on the shop. Some places are taking this initiative to start running sales on some of their back stock.
But now
because
the problem, Josh, you have there, the shop's closed. They can't do any sales.
But some stores are saying,
believe it or not, there are still ways you can purchase things from these
Yancey's
stores. But their
Well, that's the
eBay
mall
store is
closed, right?
open, and if you...
Yeah, I think the mall told them to.
Yeah, the mall may
it
have
was
told them to.
No, it's the Florida ban.
But
They're
if
not
you go to their
essential.
eBay store, you can still purchase things. If you message them on Facebook directly and go, hey, do you guys have a copy of Injustice year 2, number 3? And they have it in the store, they'll you pay for it, you send them the money, and they will ship you out your comic book. So a lot of these stores are now having to evolve and advance the way that they would normally do business if they're trying to stay in business.
I think that's what everybody's doing. The bookstore we sign at is they're closed right now, but they're thinking how to retool and quickly get in as fast as they can. But like Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, they're still open.
Yeah.
And
Really? That's
they're
pretty
doing,
good.
Yeah.
We were outside of a Barnes and Noble,
Yeah.
and we saw like a bunch of people out there, and we're like, what's going on? It was like everyone just using their free Wi-Fi because everyone is trying to get into that bookstore, and I'm like, I get it. You want to watch your shows. You're used to like going into the bookstore, maybe getting a magazine, getting a coffee, things like that, but this is not
Not
how
the time to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you don't, yeah.
I think we lost Boss Tech.
No, he's back.
Oh.
He's back. He was refilling.
I have to. I had the Sky camera, so when I open Loot Crate up, Rob.
Oh,
can
yeah,
show
there
it.
you go.
Yeah, we want to make sure we do this the right way.
Does that mean I can open my thing too?
Hey, Jeff D'Agostino's watching, and Mama Tech's on now, and Leah November is on. We got some people coming.
And my
I like
nephew Scott. Hi, Scott.
it. Hey, Scott, how you doing, guys? Hope everybody's having a wonderful quarantine.
Of course I am. I'm from my own bunker. Like,
You're
I am
coming
on the
from your
beautiful landscapes of the Mars here. I mean,
coming
we've got
from
the
your own
rover over
planet.
there. I mean, come on now, guys. You need to get on it.
Yeah, is that the planet you're from? Is Mars?
You don't want to
Or
know where
Venus.
I'm from. I'm from
Uranus.
somewhere more magical than any of you beings will ever be known from. So, here we go. Let's roll it.
Right, yeah. So anyway, moving on. So Godzilla and friends will be wreaking havoc in Magic: The Gathering. This is interesting.
Yes, it is. It's not only Godzilla, but it'll be baby Godzilla. There's going to be Mothra. There's going to be a lot of different Space Godzilla are all coming to this game. Fortunately, no Mecha Godzilla. That made me slightly sad. But the only way to get these cards is actually through the blind packs, from what I was reading. So you're going to have to buy a lot of the new set just to get some of the Godzilla monsters and all the kaiju from his franchise.
Just so we know, this is Baby Godzilla Minya from the original Toho series of movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how are they doing
not
this?
not Godzuki from the animated Godzilla. So
Or the
There's
little
a
tiny
difference.
ones from the Matthew Broderick
or from the
movie.
Matthew Broderick, the Raptors,
Yes.
the Velociraptors. So.
None of those. It's all original Japanese style Godzilla cards. And it's just simple and put. It's like any other Magic card. They have the character on it, the character name, and they all do special things. And Bree has brought her own kaiju on air.
Yes.
So Bruce Hart says he's from Uranus.
Yes. Which just had an eruption of gas from Uranus last week, according to NASA.
Yeah, did you
which
see
you
that?
know somebody at NASA just had a blast writing that
Yeah,
headline.
exactly.
They
That
lived their
was-
whole life for that.
Yeah.
But it was the one a few years ago that was a dark spot spotted on Uranus, which I thought was amazing.
Well, you should go get that checked out if you have a dark spot on Uranus.
Exactly.
Just it's shit writes itself, right?
Yeah, that's just
Curious.
So okay, so when does the Godzilla and Friends?
It's actually coming out later this month.
really there's no hold. There's no.
There is no
pushback?
hold. It's already being
So
distributed.
how are people going to get these?
Same way they get them now, either
Walmart,
through specialty shops, Walmarts,
But are those
online
specialty
shops.
Okay, so you can do it online.
Yeah.
Because the specialty shops aren't essential.
some are staying open in areas that aren't closed down. So.
Yeah, because once again, like we just discovered with the CGC, if they're able to maintain the 6-foot distance between people, yeah, they won't really be able to have people inside the stores, but they would still be able to sell and distribute some of these items, like the cards and the decks.
Yeah, she's getting attacked by Godzilla.
That's
Or the
awesome.
little-
Curious transfixed.
Yeah,
on
Carrie's
this
transfixed
lizard.
because poor Claudius is sitting at home in quarantine still with Missy and pajamas. So
So you did now? I did now again. Bunny Trail. I read the other day that our animals can get this COVID-19.
some can. They're finding out.
Even
It's
my
still
little
early
baby
days.
tiger?
Even hopefully your baby tiger.
No,
It's still early days on all this, and it's we're still learning, and that's every day something new is coming out. So you
Yeah.
got wait till they test it and before any false information spreads.
Oh my God, she's gonna fall! He's gonna fall!
No.
Oh, she's losing hair on this one. All right, so let's move on. Oh, this one right here I love. Annual pass holder fees refunded and waived during Disney parks closure.
Universal did it first, so why not Disney finally do it?
Yeah.
Now, I'm a little bit saddened by this news, even though I don't have my Disney annual pass right now. What it comes down to was there was a large group of people who started complaining that they were still being charged for their Disney annual pass, even though Disney announced that if you did get charged for your pass throughout this time period, they're just going to tack on those months that you paid for at the end.
No, I'm going to put a squash on this
People
right
that
now.
don't have jobs. How are
Right
they going to keep
now,
paying
when
for
you
it?
don't have jobs, even though that may be 15 or 20 bucks, that right now could go buy toilet paper, eggs, milk, and butter.
But also,
Definitely more than just 15
but-
bucks.
Well,
As a
I
person
know,
that
but
has a
I
pass.
understand
The
that.
minimum, I think,
Yeah.
is 25.
But
do
the
you-
bottom line is Disney should have been the first out of the gate going,
You're right.
you know what, we're not going to do this because we know every dime you're going to need to get through the next however many months.
But the rat only cares about money. That's why they
No.
But-
Because once again, like you just said, Universal did the same exact thing.
They did it first.
Yes, but what Disney offered was, hey, if you're still willing to stay on, and it still sticks, if you're a pass holder and you don't want the refund, guess what? You're paying for your months now, and then once this is all over and done with, you now have those months that you're not going to have to worry about paying on your Disney annual pass.
But dude, you're not getting it. All right, so and you should be getting it because you should understand this. The people that don't have jobs right now and they need to go buy essentials, that $20 or $25, or if it's a family of four, that $90 or $100 is going to go way further buying food and stuff right now than paying for a damn pass that I get several months from.
It's also, you
It's
got to remember
dumb.
though, is from my standpoint, the annual pass, like you're paying for a year.
No, so you have to put.
It's the flex pay thing.
Yeah,
you
well,
pay
you can only
the
flex
first month.
pay if you live in Florida. So, like, that's what I do. So you have to put down a down payment,
which is $200.
It depends on the pass. But then, depending on your pass, again, it's at least $25 a month. And it's not just actually the pass holders that are being affected by this, it's the vacation club members too.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is when you, because I have the vacation club, when you do that, you get your amount of points each year. It's a, I forgot the word for it. Anyway, you
Credit
get your
forward
points.
system.
Yes. So we personally, so I'm talking from experience. So we had a vacation planned. Disney obviously calls us up. It's like, hey, we're closing the parks. You get your points back. However, what they're doing is when you cancel a reservation for the year that you were going to go, they give you back points in reserve, which means you have to use those points by the end of the year or you lose them. And Disney still has taken the stance that even though because they're letting you June 1st, they're like still letting people, especially with vacation clubs, you can like do reservations just in case. But they're not answering any of our pleas of, well, what if we have to, everything has to be closed till like September, for example.
Well, what if it has to go till December?
Exactly. So that means all of those points that we obviously paid a good chunk of money for, because they don't just give you the points, there's no annual fee for that. You pay them a lump sum of money and you get it each year. So
Right.
And there's no telling that they might actually revoke, not revoke it, but like give you an extension on that.
No,
hey, give it
100%.
understand it. We understand here what's
the
going
point-
on and stuff. Once again, this isn't for everybody. If you're willing to put the money forward and you're willing to make the sacrifice now, there's what your reward is. If not, get your refund. You can do with whatever you want with the money, but just know that in a few months when this is all over, you're not getting those months added onto your plan because you requested the refund.
Okay, so?
First of all, they're not. It's not like they're stopping your pass.
yeah.
They're just not going to charge you for the months that
Just being put
that
on
they're
pause.
closed.
Yes.
But the point
and
is,
then when they reopen, they start charging again.
Yes.
That's the way it's going to work. So I don't care about the months added.
Yeah.
I care about right now trying to survive. And I mean, literally, I had a client in here today. Now, he's a good client, and I've known him for a really long time. And this dude is so hardcore about making sure his guys are taken care of. And he came in here, and he has paid all of his guys. He had to lay them off, but he gave them some money, right, and get them going. Dude was on the verge of tears because he could pay his guys more and literally said the words to me, and I'm not going to call him out by name. He goes, dude, I got $101 left in my account, and that is it.
Yeah.
With no money coming in. Could you imagine being in that spot, and then all of a sudden Disney hits you for $100?
Well,
And that's the point.
Well, and Disney's just today announced they're furloughing all the non-essentials,
Right.
Which they weren't going to do.
Yeah.
But they're losing how many millions
Yeah,
of
but
dollars
this
a
is
day not
also
being open?
the day after, because I thought they were probably originally thinking they were going to have all this money still coming in from the annual pass holders, who were still going to want to maintain their tickets and keep that, the way they were originally going to plan it, where they would just tack on those days or months or whatever it was on the end of your year.
Yeah.
So now with all that money gone and no more coming in, what are they supposed to do? Especially if you've got somebody who was running a concession stand in Disney. They can't run the concession stand in Disney anymore. The place isn't open.
So first of all, let's make sure that we're on the same page here. Disney is a monster company.
Yeah.
They've got so much more revenue coming in other than their parks. Let's go back to Universal. Okay,
But
so
Disney just took a huge loan out because they don't have the money.
They don't have the money now because operating all these companies costs a ton
They
of
should
money.
not qualify for a loan.
No. So like Universal, for instance, me and Rob did, and hopefully Rob will put that in my ear. Rob and I are like, okay, Universal Studios, they're a pretty massive company, right?
No,
And
they're actually owned by
Comcast. Let me finish. Okay, so they're owned by Comcast. Comcast themselves, we're thinking to myself, me and Rob are both saying, man, the parks must generate a crap load of money. Nope. The park is their smallest investment, period. Their money comes from cable and internet and outside advertising stuff. So these big, massive companies like Universal, or actually Comcast, and then Disney, they have so much money coming in, they could float them people as long as they needed to without even going, it was a blip on the radar. It'll be different if they were someone like, I don't know, Melted in downtown Newport Richie, who's got some of the best damn sandwiches you ever have. 30 days could literally kill them.
And that we're finding that out real quick, that there's so many small businesses.
You'll never see me weep a tear for Universal Studios or Busch Gardens or Disney in any way, shape, or form, because they just make too much damn money elsewhere. And those guys, if they wanted to be real heroes, would pony up and put every damn one of their people back to work doing. There's so much. I know in Universal Studios alone, there is so much crap that needs to be fixed, repainted, and touched up.
Oh, and sanitized.
Those guys could be
and
working
everything,
forever.
So Disney took out a $6 billion loan last month on the 23rd of March.
Yeah.
$6 billion.
Yeah.
I think the point is more of, we all know, like Josh's point with the annual passes and my point with the big, we all know our investment's going to be here. Like, Universal's not going to go anywhere. That's not the point. The point is Disney is an industry leader, and to keep people in the dark for so long.
Yeah.
Until they're at the point where they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. To your point, John, I don't know. I only have $100 in my account. Am I going to lose that because I decided?
But that's where we live
You know what
right
I
now.
mean?
That's
That's
the
where it's
state
at.
of the world.
But that's my
I mean,
point.
nobody knows where anything's going tomorrow. Like,
But that's
last
not
week,
the
nobody
point. The
of
point
us-
is you have to be communicative. You have to have, that's probably me. You
Nope.
have to have
It's not
contact
you.
with your consumers. And that's the point. It's not like, oh, boo on Disney or anything like that.
Right.
Is you have to keep us informed.
You
So
can't let it
biggest
get to
fan
the
in the
point.
world,
You
but-
can't let it get to the point where your clients are calling up going,
Exactly.
what the fuck? Seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Why?
that's kind of what's going on right now. Nobody knows what's going on. We were all told one thing. We were all told by our president that by Easter this would all be gone, and once again that was proven another.
Well, that ain't
thing. So
First of all, okay, we're not getting political here. So
No, I'm not getting political.
Don't go bashing on Trump, because Trump is
I'm
the
just
problem
simply
here.
stating the facts as they are. We've all been told a lot of different things
Well,
by a
because-
lot of different people. Nobody knows what's going on right now. So to bash one company for, they're not telling their people, nobody knows.
it's
Like,
not a bashing. It's a
It's not
blanket
bashing
statement.
there, bro, because I know you're really sensitive about the whole Disney thing, because you're a Disney princess. We get that. But The problem is when you make that kind of money and you keep your clients in the dark until your clients are upheaving and
Yeah,
going,
but
what
it's
the
not
hell?
like Disney isn't losing money either.
They're not losing anything.
Yes, they are. They've got all the theme parks closed. Every single one of their big blockbusters might not go on now. All of the money that they had into the films that were going to be produced or TV shows is now being stopped and cut. So some of those places are still getting paid, but they're not going to receive any return investment.
You need to go look at exactly what Disney does as a major corporation, and you're going to be blown the fuck away.
Well, they also
I'm telling
lost
you
a lot. They're losing ESPN dollars every day that the sports.
Yeah,
are
I mean,
down.
sports
so-
are
they're
it's-
hurting.
Yeah, I
They
get
are
it.
hurting.
I get it.
Yeah, no one's saying that. No one's is saying that these
All
companies.
right, let's
aren't
move
right.
on. Hey, all right. First official licensed
Thank
Friday
you.
the 13th board game coming this summer.
Yeah,
I'm
excited for
kind of
this.
giddy about this. This is kind of cool.
the problem is they've already done a couple games like this.
Yeah.
Camp Killer. What's that other one?
Mixtape Massacre.
Yeah, there's quite a few, but this looks really good. I was reading about it myself, and it actually looks like a lot of fun. They're doing a nice take on the.
Yeah, you play as one of the camp counselors with your group of friends. Each one of you is a counselor, and there's a blood count to make sure you know your health and everything, and then you're just trying to evade Jason throughout the night of Camp Crystal Lake, and I'm excited for this one. I can't wait to see what happens with it.
Furia Dracula
pretty cool.
pedigree, so it looks pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm excited.
So
the
this is one of those games that we need to get Tabletop 101 going so we can start playing.
That'd be a fun one when it comes
Yep.
out, and that's not too long. And that one made it before all the
The legal
production
issues
stuff.
that we had talked
yeah,
about
the
here.
legal issues. Yeah.
So, no, I'm all for this game. I think it was a really great idea for them actually to come out with this, because you don't really see a lot of board games based off of the slasher icons. Maybe back in the day you did, but not really too much now beyond like horror trivia and stuff. I would love to get into a game where it's pretty much... I love Jason Voorhees as a character in general, so anything with him I'm kind of for. And yeah, for a board game, I think it's a perfect adaptation. The only thing that would make this even better is if we found out there was a Tiger King board game coming out where you get to make your own little park and you have to like stop from Carol and stuff. It'd be the greatest thing. I've got an idea here.
Hey,
No, it was a Tiger King Monopoly.
No. You
Yes.
have to build.
1,000%.
No, you have to build your own park. Everybody gets one
Yes.
exotic animal to start off with. And to make it even better, first person to build their park is the one to win their game. And I've already thought about all this.
Your park has to have something else, like creepy sex yoga.
Oh, yeah, no. That's
Yeah.
all. Like, you have one card, set of
Bathtub
cards.
interviews.
When do I get to found the cult and ride the elephant? That's all I want to know. That's
To
what
me, there's two decks of cards. You have a success deck and a fail deck. One is things that would come against your park or something like that, like your tiger got sick or your tiger had a litter, something like that, or
Or your husband goes missing.
Carol Baskins is emailing you religiously, or things go good and like your park starts doing well. The first person to build your park. And the one thing that would make this a sealed fate for anybody, and they could steal my idea, is if they took the proceeds of the game and, like the Tiger King documentary at the end where they start talking about the real impact of all of this,
Yeah.
the money actually would go to saving the tigers in the wild. I think that would be the greatest idea for everybody. Everybody get on board on this one. Tiger King the board game.
Well, they did find homes for 24 of the animals, which is nice.
Oh, yeah.
And that was big news from this.
This is
And
actually
then-
how I became the tiger princess, because I adopted this little guy right here, and we wound up going out and
go.
And
you know.
I think the takeaway from all this is for all of us guys who were watching that was like, man, I could have had a tiger for $2,000.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
I know. I was like,
kidding
that's
me?
really cheap.
No. Here's what you need to take
I could have
away.
had my own group
a
of
purebred
herons.
poodle costs more than that.
Here's what you
Jeez.
need to take away from this is that women named Carol, you should really watch your ass on, because if you've ever watched The Walking Dead, the minute you're told to look at the pretty flowers or do you want some cookies, you're dead. And now it's like, hey, you want to pet my lion?
Oh, I'm petting my tiger right now.
But
Yeah.
for
Of course, what else would it be with my cute, lovely tigers? I am now the tiger princess, y'all.
Yeah,
he was the tiger king, I am the tiger
I
princess.
think one of the cards from the board game should just be jet ski
Yes.
or hitman interview in a bathtub. That should be another.
You hire a hitman for $3,000 while he's in the bathtub, lose 5 turns.
Yes, there you go. All right, so moving on. Morbius, Ghostbusters sequel, and more. Sony movies are pushed back to 2021.
And this is actually across the board. There are a lot of different companies that are now having to push their films back
everything.
as a way to try to hopefully recoup some money for everything that is going on.
Yeah, Ghostbusters stings. I was really looking
That was the
forward
one
to
that hurt me the
Yeah.
most. The one thing I do have to wonder, though, is with these films, there was a lot that is put into not just the distribution of the film, but the marketing as well. We just saw at New York Toy Fair all of the brand new Ghostbusters figures that were supposed to be coming out, from the reproductions of the real Ghostbuster figures to the ones that tie into the new movie, as well as the old films. I gotta wonder, are those figures going to get pushed back as well? They already got pushed back a
they'll
little
be
bit.
pushed back.
Oh, well,
But will they get pushed back the entire year as
Probably.
well?
More likely they will.
Yeah, because the manufacturing's all pushed back and everything
Yeah.
too. And then, but
And
what
those
at
figures
Funko?
tie into the movies.
What
so.
at Funko, one of the pops came out for the new Eternals movie, and it kind of revealed who the bad guys were that they've been keeping a lid on. You know, and that's another thing. It's like that movie's gone. You know, who knows when that's coming
Yeah.
now?
Right.
Yeah, that also everything got pushed. Marvel, DC, everybody's been kind of doing their own little thing here to, once again, like, they realize people aren't going to go to the theaters. They see what the video on demand market is doing right now. I mean, there's only so much people can compete with, especially when you have everybody going, here's free material, sign up, here's free material, here's free material. Stay at home hub is now free material for some people out there. So it's only a matter of time before these companies had to be like, well, we need to make money off these properties. We need to push them back.
All right. So talk about being pushed back. I'm going to jump over to Loot Crate real quick. So yeah, 6 months. Six freaking months, man. And this is what I've waited for.
All right.
I've got a Long Live the Bat signal USB light that looks like it's been beat to hell. So that's one thing. Look at that packaging. Isn't that sexy?
I'll buy that off you.
Jeez Louise.
I'll buy that off you.
Hold on, this isn't how you open stuff on this
It is the way
set.
I open it up.
You got to throw it toward the camera when you're done. That's how we do it.
There you go. You ready? You happy?
No, the empty package.
Oh,
Oh, you mean like this?
There we go. Now it's an official unboxing.
and then the eBay value drops
I don't care.
$1,000.
Look,
right
look,
there,
look.
so.
Hey, Mark, look behind you.
Oh, I know.
All Loot
yeah,
Crate.
I know.
brother.
It's all Loot Crate.
All
stuff,
Loot
I
Crate.
know.
And then the pin this month was the, it's a Loot Crate hammer. I don't know if you can get that with the robotic or not, so I'll put that right there. And then, oh, this is cool. Now this I
Got it.
do like, because I'm a Warner Brothers fan from way back.
That is
cool.
dope.
Oh, nice.
It's a little placard to hang up, right?
So you can't wait for Space Jam 2 then?
No, I can wait.
Everybody
Best Warner Brothers
Holy-
product
Nobody
ever.
cares about that.
Oh, and looky here. Check that out.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Zork.
Oh, it's got Harley on it,
Yeah.
kicking the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
nice.
Batman in the corner.
So we'll put this up there, and look, they actually got, oh, is that triple X? Good Lord, I'm
Yeah.
not that, no, it's an XL.
That kid representing.
There we go. And then, oh, now see this, I'm actually kind of keen about, not really. SpongeBob SquarePants Experience.
That also got pushed back, the new SpongeBob movie.
That
And
is
Loot
like,
Crate is going under? I can't imagine
what
why.
the hell is up with this? I mean, I guess it's,
I'll just say, I ordered Loot Crate in October and I've still never got it.
Oh, wow.
oh, that's 15 books.
Yeah.
If you're a reader, I got something for you to read. And then, of course, thanks for being a looter. Blah, blah, blah. We love you.
No special pin?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
It was the hammer thing.
was a hammer thing. So,
Wow. Yay.
That was rather.
and then there was, that was kind of very, yeah, I'm not, okay.
I mean, there's some cool stuff in there.
The bat light, I guess, is cool. I don't have anything to plug it into to make it work.
I
so-
think the T-shirt's pretty cool too. But then
Yeah.
again, I'm a sucker for anything with Joker and Harley on it.
Yeah, you are. So, anyway, there you go. Thanks, Loot Crate. 6 months late. Appreciate it.
Can I open my thing then?
No.
And we told you you can't do that on
No,
air.
not that, like
we
my new
don't. We don't film those kind of videos.
No, my new toy.
We don't have
Oh.
Thanks to my good friend Elizabeth on
Elizabeth.
stage.
You're gonna open it up?
Of course I am. I let everything breathe. You should have seen this coming a mile away.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
Oh, that's fine.
Just broke her heart.
I know.
Little Papa needs to live.
Yes,
It's fine.
little Papa Emeritus. It's Papa 3. right here from the band Ghost. I'm a huge fan. Thanks to Elizabeth for hooking me up with this little guy.
You're welcome.
He is amazing looking, and what makes it even better is not only do you get a little Papa, but right here on the side, little Papa comes with a microphone. It's going to take me a while to get it out, but it's
That's what
awesome.
she said.
No, she did not.
Yeah, Papa doesn't really normally come with a little microphone, but that's a whole nother story for another day.
All right.
Oh no, I just lost my microphone.
Oh, that's it.
Yep, there we go. So,
Then you're done.
So does this mean I can now start singing Papa Don't Preach?
Oh, God, have mercy, no.
But we're in trouble, dear.
Okay, anyway.
Talk to me about that Corona
All I know
beer,
is I'm
John.
keeping my baby.
Yeah, so anyway, as we're moving on, Corona Beer stops production because of the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah,
Oh
this is a
my
little bit
God.
saddened. From the article, what they were saying is, thanks to stupid people, they won, and the Corona beer distribution company is taking a hit on everything. They have to close their factories because obviously they also have to take in consideration the different standards and practices of lockdowns in different parts of the country. So they decided that it might just be easier to nip the thing in the bud and let them stop production for a little while.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
I know. Deeply saddened by all.
I'm not missing it because I don't drink it. So
I miss it.
I know, Corona sucks.
It's just
I
dirty
miss
water.
it. When I used to drink a lot, and yeah.
John, do you need
It
some
was-
help?
No, I'm good. I got teeth.
Okay.
I'll survive
I
in
would
the
rather
wilderness.
not
I'm good.
drink.
I'll survive in the wilderness because I have many a tiger.
Yeah, no, that's
See,
not
watch,
really,
tigers.
that's not really a tiger.
No,
There's
that's
my
Mars.
baby tiger, and then I got the ones that I'm hiding
Get
back
your
here.
ass to Moz. That's where you're at.
Yeah, exactly.
You should just be going,
I'll take it. Does this mean I can start making Austrian Death Machine references?
Oh, no, now you got a tiger. So.
Yeah,
Oh,
see?
my.
Tiger Princess, y'all.
That's cool.
I
So
know.
it's literally a book of.
SpongeBob SquarePants?
Are you going to read us a bedtime story, John?
No, that's Mark's job. So we were going to do the pajama party tonight while we had the nice dark studio and Mark read to us, but Bree couldn't be here.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that when Bree can be here because we're all going to be in here. We got a little fireplace going in the light
Nice.
in the fire, and then Mark's going to be in his wingback chair, which I did find one. I just didn't see it until too late.
I saw a headboard. I was the old haunter in me driving down the
Yeah.
byways and highways of St. Petersburg. You always look down the alleyways to see what furniture is going away, and I found a giant headboard for like a Victorian style bed,
Yeah.
and I'm
That
like,
would be so cool.
oh man! Back in the Hellview days, we'd have grabbed that and
Yeah,
made
we
it into
would've.
a set, you know,
Right.
right there. And I'm just like, oh, we just put a chair in front of that, just cut off the edges, and I was just like, man, that's too much work. Why am I doing this? I don't do that anymore.
Ed Griswold says to make Corona hand sanitizer that smells like lime. Okay,
There you go.
That would be working. And then we have Eddie Riordan. I'm glad you guys are here. I wish I had quarantine time, but I'm essential at the Circle K, so no time off for me. Hi, Mike. Hi, pretty princess. Well,
Hi, Eddie.
actually, unfortunately, Eddie, we're essential, baby. This is a television station that we run from 9 a.m. till midnight, 7 days a week. We produce our own content, so most of us are essential. And Bree is like,
Throwing
boy,
them
for something
back.
not liking that stuff, you're drinking a lot of it, you poor thing.
I think that was all she was able to get before the quarantine.
Oh, got it. I can hear you there, though. So anyway, I tell you what, we have got some horrible.
The lights back on.
That is just horrible.
Your ghost is back. It is.
Wait a minute, Ghost?
We do
Like
have
my Papa Ghost?
Yes.
Ah, yeah, the different ghost. No,
Hey, Rob, keep on. Listen,
Now we gotta
listen
be
to PFL that
specific.
so we can figure out which one that is. So Harry Potter fans can take Hogwarts classes online.
Yes, it is from a non-official Harry Potter site. It's called Hogwarts is Here, I believe, .com. And then you can go on there. They have a bunch of different courses that are all themed to the way they would have been in the Harry Potter movies, books, and I would say TV show,
There
but they
was-
haven't gotten there yet.
There was a big to-do. There was a LARP castle in Europe. And the light just came back on in there. Your motion light in your bathroom keeps going off and on.
I don't have a motion light.
It isn't? Oh, it's interesting.
It
It's got
keeps
a
going
short
on and
then.
off.
But anyway.
It's the closet one.
Oh, okay. But anyway, sorry, that distracted us. Sorry, but we were I was reading about this LARP in Europe that they fly people out to a castle in like I think it was Romania that did. They had basically wizard classes, and you LARPed in character. They gave you backstory. They gave you roommates that you would hang out with and stuff.
That is super cool.
And it was big to do, and they were doing really well with it. It was like really expensive to go, but then the company just kind of shut down overnight. Didn't tell anybody. So the volunteers that have been working there actually had to run the show on the last round just to keep everybody from
rioting.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and
God.
they owed money to the castle that they'd been renting. They did all this, and it became this huge fiasco. And so now, but what happened is a lot of companies took notice of that and saw that they had an audience for this. So now some of the big name entertainments were actually looking at this before all this madness hit. And I saw Disney and Universal were two of the ones that were the biggest ones looking into it. And that some people are saying that's what's kind of clued into the new Star Wars resort that's coming to make it more inclusive.
Oh yeah,
because
even
of the
already
success of-
Galaxy's Edge was kind of like that, with depending on how you would interact with cast members and stuff like that.
Right.
Because every time I went into Galaxy's Edge, I never went into it under the guise of, oh, this is a theme park and this is a ride and an attraction. No. The Aluminum Falcon is my ship. I have rights and
The
ownership.
Aluminum Falcon?
Yeah, I renamed it. It's called the Aluminum Falcon. Screw that Wookiee. Anyway, it's my ship now.
Hey, mute him now.
You can shut up over there. I now own it. It is mine. I am the Tiger Princess.
Oh man, I just like the cheat code that
Give
made
him
it
the
all
poop emoji.
No.
Yeah,
You
do we
settle
still
down
have
over
that
there.
poop emoji? Yeah, put
I
that
don't know.
poop
I think
emoji
the
behind
poop
him.
emoji is safe for you, Mike.
Yeah, see? Thank you, Bree. Thank
I'd say
you.
for you. Oh man,
Mike.
I'm done.
I'm done.
man.
Done. I should have just stayed home.
You didn't bring ice. I had to send Josh out for it.
Sorry, I had to work till 5:30.
Hey, I had to work too. Getting ice.
Getting ice. Anyway, moving
Did one
on.
thing for the whole week. Good
So,
job.
okay, so here's something.
This is actually one I put on here specifically, so if you wouldn't mind, I would gladly take this one away from you.
Yeah, what is Wicked Little Town?
All right, so first and foremost, Riverdale is the dramatization, the newest telling of the Archie comics on the CW network. Every season, they have done a musical episode. They've done Carrie, they've done Heathers, they've done a few other ones. This time around, they're doing my personal favorite Broadway musical of all time. It has a deep little space in my heart, and that is Hedwig and the Angry Inch. They're doing
You have
an
an
entire
itch?
episode.
Whoa.
We don't want to talk about your itching.
You have an angry inch?
Yes. And this show is going to be themed around this entire musical. So the Riverdale cast actually gets in full Hedwig garb and sings a lot of the great songs from the musical.
That's going to be a short production.
I just remember when musical episodes were actually written for the show instead of just singing songs.
Like Buffy.
Like, well, Xena, Buffy, and...
See, for something like this, I think it's a really cool instance because Hedwig and the
That
Angry
they
Inch
don't have a creative thing do something on their own.
This is coming from you, Michael, who has absolutely no creative thing going on right now. So anyway,
Enjoy your walk
you
home.
want to take it there.
Enjoy your walk home.
He's got...
But nevertheless, it's one of
Open
those
your own
things.
Tiger
Hedwig
Park.
and the
That's
Angry
all you
Inch
can
is
do.
not the most
I'll feed
popular
him
of
to my pet
musicals.
tiger.
One of the things with this musical is it started to gain a lot of popularity over the past few years, especially after Neil Patrick Harris played it on Broadway not too far ago while he was still doing How I Met Your Mother.
But again, the musical episodes, I'm for it if they advance the plot and do all that. And that's, because like I said, Xena, that was what made it, was their musical episode was this huge culmination of all these emotion stuff.
Oh, Mark.
Yeah.
They had a Xena Warrior Princess musical?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It
Where the hell was I?
It was called The Bittersweet. It started this whole rekindling of the musical episode trends. Buffy was going to do it that year, and then they put
I
off
don't care
a year
about
because-
Buffy, but Xena now.
Buffy did a
You
great job.
talked me into watching that one.
I
That's a
think
good one.
Buffy did a great job with it, but with this particular episode and stuff like that, I never cared for Riverdale. I was never into Archie comics, Jughead, or anybody like that.
I loved Archie.
This is now the thing to get me into the show. I'm going to have to now check out the entire show just for this one episode to get the context off of it, and I'm definitely watching this one episode
How did
just
you-
for the
Jughead
music.
How did
and Jingle
Jughead
Jangle.
not get you into the show?
Jughead and Jingle Jangle plot.
Yeah,
that
no.
was freaking epic. So
None of that makes a difference to me,
How
but you
did
throw
Betty
Hedwig and the
Veronica
Angry
not
Inch,
get you into
and
the
I'm
show?
into it.
John, we actually talked to somebody that was on Riverdale.
You did?
Yes, we did.
Who's we?
Jumped on our Nerd Talk show at MetroCon, Scott McNeil.
Oh, that's right.
He did a season on there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're into Riverdale
Hey,
or
Bree, stop
Hedwig
talking
and the
so
Angry
much. You're
Inch,
just dominating the whole conversation.
I said it was a thing that I put on here, just like this next one. Because are you guys ready?
How many times are we going to talk about wrestling being canceled? Nobody cares.
Actually, this has nothing to do with wrestling being canceled. If you actually read the article
it's
there,
2
Michael.
nights of WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's 2 nights.
We've talked
And
about that.
I have
every
the
week.
full card right here. Just be sad, Michael, because your existence is going down to nothing right now. I have the full card of both nights here of
someone's walking
WrestleMania,
home.
and this is what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. If you are interested, WrestleMania is this weekend. I am utterly excited for it. Normally this time of the year, it's always the big deal about going to it live. Unfortunately, nobody's able to do that this year. It is directly on iPay-per-view, the WWE Network, and a whole bunch of other platforms. You'll be able to see matches for the WWE Championship. It's Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre. The Universal Championship, Goldberg versus an opponent yet to be named. And what the heck? The opponent yet to be named, most likely Braun Strowman, due to the fact that Roman Reigns had to pull out due to the coronavirus. Being a leukemia survivor recently, he does have a compromised immune system.
Pulling out sucks.
And thus will not be able to make the pay-per-view. The Women's NXT Championship is on the line with Rhea Ripley and Charlotte
See my
Flair.
glare from here.
Raw Women's Championship with Shayna Baszler, MMA star, against Becky Lynch. We have Edge and Randy Orton in a last man standing match. The Boneyard match with The Undertaker and AJ Styles. John Cena versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Funhouse match. The SmackDown titles are on the line, tag team titles, Intercontinental, Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins, so many different matches. There's the whole card, guys. Please go out and support it. It's the only way we're going to get WrestleMania this year, so at least be happy. Enjoy something that is coming to you. Instead of bashing it like we normally do for professional wrestling, it is now a time to actually celebrate.
So we got people online, Josh, going,
And we're
what the
back.
hell is this, a definite
Wait.
infomercial?
Yes.
It actually is. As right
Mark,
now,
look
this
back
is
up. He's
considered a
lit now.
WWE
Hey, turn Bree
infomercial
up.
because this is one of those things. A lot of nerds out there are wrestling fans. We thought we weren't
true.
going to get any form of a WrestleMania this year, and at least we're getting some form of it.
Hey,
Not
hey,
everybody
hey,
knew the card going
Josh,
into this.
Josh, this is what freaking hanging ringside's for.
Ed,
God.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
did you
Wait,
see
I
Edward's
thought Brock
comment?
Lesnar was like super old.
Yes.
Why is he still doing
Rob,
stuff?
turn Bree up. I can't hardly hear her.
Brock Lesnar, even though regardless of his age,
Please.
can still go like a lot of the many other professional wrestlers that
John,
are
did
out
you
there.
see Edward Griswold's comment?
Yes, it says, please tell Snow Princess to shut
No,
up.
under that one. Before
How's
that.
about this? Y'all
Before
suck
that.
it. I'll just start throwing X-chops everywhere.
I wish
mean,
Tiger Princess would check out.
really now.
Zing.
Oh, my God.
All right, you'll see him in the ring later.
Yeah.
So,
I
all
mean,
right.
I'm sorry that we all can't go out there and continuously bash Star Wars or continuously bash all of these other things that are out there that none of you nerds actually give a crap about.
I love
but you
Star
only want
Wars.
to sit here and bitch about. At least I'm trying to promote and elevate something
Language.
that people are actually going to care about this weekend, because I know a lot of people are in the nerd world actually do like professional wrestling.
They
Just because
do.
some people here don't like it and want to bash it doesn't mean you at home have to be one of those people. Enjoy. It's going to be a great pay-per-view. 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Okay, so a love
They're
letter
still
gets
doing a
free and
pay-per-view even
hilarious.
though everybody's
Yeah.
locked in their houses.
Yep.
Yep.
$60 pay-per-views.
Yep, because they're not
actually,
going free.
the WWE Network is free for new subscribers,
Yes.
so it's not going to cost you the $60.
New
Even if
subscriber.
it did, the WWE Network only costs you $10 a month. Shows how much Michael has actually paid attention to professional wrestling in the past 10 years.
But not everybody wants to pay it. Some people
Wow.
still do pay-per-views.
Yeah, and I honestly think that's a horrible idea. If you're going to pay
it is.
$60 for the pay-per-view and $10 for the network, I've had my network subscription since WrestleMania 30, since the network came out. Best investment I've ever made when it's come to watching wrestling.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
So there's a love letter, right? And it gets free and hilarious print and play version. What is this?
Love
is a
letter.
comic. Why are we doing comic book stuff?
I didn't put
First,
this in
and
here.
It's a
foremost,
card game.
Is a card
Oh,
game.
Yeah.
Letter is a
Card
card
They're kind of
game.
pulling a Cards Against Humanity thing because they would do stuff like that all the time.
Yes,
They would
and
add.
this version is actually a modernized version of Love Letter that anybody can go out and get. It's a free download, a printable download, so you can start playing this version of the game today as a way for people to have something to do during the coronavirus.
It's actually a pretty fun game,
It
and
is.
this version actually was
Simple
kind
and
of
fun.
it's
Yeah.
simple and fun. It's a storytelling type game. It's a blast.
I have
And-
the Batman one at home myself.
yeah, the
so.
Batman Love Letter was pretty good.
Cards Against Humanity did a family friendly.
Yeah, Cards
did.
Against Humanity is doing a family friendly because
Yeah.
of this too. So
Yeah, so there's a lot of companies that are trying to do something to provide some kind of entertainment for people who are struggling and having to stay at
a
home.
lot of the RPG companies are printing supplements, are publishing introductory supplements for free.
Yeah.
Not just the big ones like TSR, but some of the smaller prints, Cobalt Press, and a lot of them on Drive-Thru RPG are going free, just to give everybody hey, some starter tastes of some of the independent role-playing stuff and some of the independent board games out there are doing free supplements and stuff like that, so you can play at home with your family while you're on quarantine.
Oh,
And,
this is why I'm so happy I own hundreds of board games right now. I've been playing Disney Villainous, my Transformers trading card game, some Monopolies, a few other games, and it's helped keep some people's sanity. Heck, I've been playing even some Sabacc here and there.
there you go,
Somebody's
some-
microphone is
Wonder
next
if it's
to
a-
their headpiece.
It might be me.
It was you, Bubby.
Yep.
So,
know how that
these are all board games.
Yes.
All right, and so the cool thing about board games is we have a show called Tabletop 101, and we haven't even done crap with it. So that's time to bring the board games out. Hey, Bree's showing kisses at somebody. Who you throwing kisses
Tommy.
at?
He
Oh,
brought
that's
me a
funny.
new beer.
Nice.
Why isn't he here bringing everybody else drinks? I mean, I'm kind
Oh.
of sad.
I don't know.
Oh no, his drunk ass is out checking out his pond. And he keeps coming and he's fucking with the lizard and he's got a beer porn thing. Yeah, no, you don't want him to bring you beer right now.
Was he naked? Is he naked? Be honest.
Close.
Is he doing the windmill in the corner?
Oh
Well,
my
he keeps
God.
because I have the wall behind me. He
Yeah.
keeps fucking with me.
Oh, that's great.
Ah.
We love Tommy. All right, so moving on. Adult Swim's. Oh, wait a minute. Rick and Morty fans are flipping out over the new trailer and release date.
Yeah, they after the lackluster response to the
Hey, hold on a
Space
second.
Oddities.
Diane Griswold's back on with us. She's awesome. That's Ed's better half.
Nice.
So, but anyway, go ahead, man. Let's talk about Rick and Morty.
the Space Oddities trailer didn't really do very well. I mean, it got kind of a mixed response.
Right.
And I think Adult Swim quickly did some damage control of their own and released this new trailer for the second half of Rick and Morty. We've been waiting for the 5 episodes.
Okay.
And
let's watch
this
the trailer.
It's kind of fun.
You mind? Let's watch the trailer there.
Prepare yourselves.
Rick Pewter, initiate unnecessarily badass suit up.
The time for brand new Rick and Morty adventures is almost here.
All right, Morty, here's the plan. Put this back on your face.
I'm not putting that back on my face.
Relax, it's dead. Okay, now it's dead.
I hate this. I hate all of this.
Yeah, keep that feedback coming, Morty. It can only help. And if anything goes wrong, which it won't, jump into the same vat of acid I jump into.
Okay. Wait, what?
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that are to the way.
Seize them.
Haven't changed, had much to say. But man, I still think them cats are crazy.
We surrender. We're not fighting.
This is what you've been waiting for.
I have a life too. I have dreams.
And how's summer?
New Rick and Morty, starting Sunday, May 3rd at 11:30.
Shouldn't we be finding Summer? Oh, right. Gee, sorry. I got caught up again. God, do I need to take more Adderall or am I taking too much Adderall?
On Adult Swim.
Go. All
I
right.
know I'm going to get
Hey.
made to do it.
It's all right.
Hey,
gonna be good.
It's Rick and
I've
Morty.
still never
Nope.
seen any Rick and Morty ever.
What?
I
Neither
just
have I.
actually started on season 4 the other
How is
day
that
once I got
possible,
done with
Bree?
Tiger King. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I was going to say
You started on season 4?
No, like I've already watched 1, 2, and 3. I just restarted because I haven't seen season 4 yet.
Jumped into season 4.
Yes, that's where my starting point is season 4. Anything before this doesn't happen and doesn't exist.
I'll be honest, I dodged Rick and Morty. I dodged Rick and Morty for a little while myself until I got into it. And,
Really?
And then it was the D&D stuff. The comic, the Patrick Rothfuss comic came out, and I was. And I suddenly was like, oh man, how have I not watched this? Because I was hearing all these, mixed things about it. Now I love it. So.
Okay, so show of hands of all the nerds are here. Who does D&D?
Who what?
Who does D&D?
Dungeons and Dragons. Heck yeah.
Some-ish?
Okay, so I've been waiting, and I've been tired. I've been talking to this other guy. I think we're going to do our own D&D show, and maybe we can kind of maybe talk Mark into being our DM.
You can ask his manager.
I am old D&D. I played back in the day, and I haven't played in a long time. But I am willing to learn.
No, he does the old stuff too.
I do a lot of it. So it's I've been through every edition, and
you have all the old books.
I used to write for a bunch of the independent game companies back in the '80s.
Right.
And that's some of my stuff's out there for that, and so that so yeah, it's a love, it's a passion. So yeah. Easy.
All right. So who's ready to bring D&D? We'll bring back Max Play, and we'll do our D&D session here. Who's on? I'm on. I want to do it.
We'll do
I'm
it.
in.
Mike's
yeah.
in.
Hold on, my hand's being raised by I had to wait for my manager to raise my hand. So.
Bree's in.
Carrie,
All
right. Yeah, Carrie's in.
We'll do it.
All right.
All right, so good. So now we're going to have a D&D game. We're going to bring the show in.
We've just signed a new contract. All right.
We signed a new contract. Woo!
It's D&D, so we got to sign it in blood. Wait,
Yes.
that's
all right.
That was just in the 70s.
Don't do it right now. I've been drinking, so it'll be like kind of runny. All right, I got the thing back.
Kitty.
Well, look at
all the guest stars.
Look at the putty cat.
Yeah, Carrie's going to have to zoom in next week so she can just bring Claudius and all the other snakes. So.
Okay, we can do that. So,
bring 'em in
let's jump on. Adult Swim unveils Rick and Morty virtual backgrounds for Zoom parties. Now, Josh brought this to the table, and I did not know. I mean, I figured it was coming, but I didn't realize you could actually put. Why is that a black square?
Because there's an advertisement right there that they want you to
Scroll
watch.
down. God, I hate those stupid things. I think that's going to be. I think that's going to have fun.
And it's not just Adult Swim with Rick and Morty. There were other places to actually release these too. There's a Star Trek one, a Seinfeld one. Awesome. There's tons of nerdy backgrounds out there.
There's the Emperor's Throne Room from Star Wars. Disney just put out. Yeah. That's
why
pretty
isn't
epic.
that behind me right now?
And then there's I think there's a James Bond one, like an old school James Bond villain lair. I thought it was Austin Powers the first time. I'm like, no, that's actually James Bond. I was impressed.
I had given Rob free creativity to see if any of these backgrounds would work behind me. I don't know if he has any of them. Probably no, he doesn't. He's telling me in my ear no. So it's just what we've got. But nevertheless, know that they are awesome. If you are on Zoom, you can have like a green screenish thing behind you, or there's certain ways it can work without it. It's very limited on it, and you can have some of these backgrounds now replacing what you had before. I know there's a Park and Recs one where you can sit in Ron Swanson's office.
Yes, good stuff.
That's awesome.
It's pretty amazing some of the stuff that's happened on Zoom that's been leaked out. I mean, somebody found out what everybody chats while they're on Zoom meetings, and they're like, well, nobody can see this, so I can just chat it. They don't realize at the end the notes from all the chats are saved on the guy who was hosting its file, so he can read all the notes that were taken while he was hosting the chat.
All right, so the best Zoom screw up I've seen so far is this, because corporation was all working from home. This one girl gets up, goes to the bathroom, puts her thing on the floor, and pulls her pants down and goes to go pee.
Yes.
I'm like, and then she realized it. She's like, "Oh my god!" And everybody was trying to.
Somebody said something to her. They were like, "Hey."
Yeah.
I saw one where the boss made herself a potato and couldn't figure out how to make herself not a potato for the entire meeting.
Yeah, so funny. I mean, Zoom's become a big thing. I mean, now we've been using Zoom in the studio for like 3 or 4 years.
I keep seeing stuff that it's not secure though. That it's
okay.
like,
Well, here's the thing. None of it is secure.
Yeah.
None of it's secure.
Well, what people are finding about Zoom is you can actually keep the chat logs on there, and people are getting in trouble in class now because students are sending private messages to other students that shouldn't be talked about, and the teacher can see it all.
Well, as of today, Zoom has dropped the hammer where everybody must use a password to get in and out now.
Yeah.
They fixed it with their well, first of all, Zoom bombing has been thing the last couple of days, and little kids have been showing things that been shown things that they're not supposed to be seeing yet. So with that, and so Zoom and I applaud Zoom for jumping on that quickly, because it's people don't realize how fast or how much work it is to write that type of code as quick as they did.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So they did a good job.
We were. Carrie's been playing her Switch on Animal Crossing quite a bit, and I love that they were when they released Jedi Academy for it, retro released it. They didn't update any of the servers. So the old school PC gamers from my era and before and a little after, who've been playing Jedi Academy for 17 years, logged in to these old servers, found the IP addresses for some of the unencrypted servers, and are now logging in, playing with keyboard and mouse against kids with their little Switch controllers, and just massacring them. And I'm totally picturing.
I love it.
I'm totally picturing the the Anakin scene walking into the temple with the younglings. Master Skywalker.
Hold on. I'm ready for this one.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
Oh, and it gets better.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. There you go, bud.
Just and they're just massacring. The kids playing Switch, go, what's going on? Are these people being... I'm like, oh, man.
How am I not winning?
Oh, that's just so bad. Talk about trolling.
So we've had the young lady sitting there all night long with the mask on, and I know she's here to talk about something, and we're gonna hand that mic over to her, and it's like something with Animal Crossing or killing animals in the road or something like that. So.
Oh, you mean how they fed the animals over at the Tiger King's place?
No. So anyway, let's talk about that, Mark.
So what are we talking about? Carrie's surprised here.
No, okay. No, you sent in something about the whole. What was the thing we did last week about the whole
about Animal Crossing?
Yeah, that's it. Killing animals or something.
Oh no. Just Carrie has been. What did you catch the last night? What did you catch on last night?
Oh, I caught a stringfish.
Oh, you caught a stringfish, which is like super rare, right?
It took me forever.
So many hours were put into that.
It was the last day of the month that it was going to appear. I had to catch it.
She had to.
Yeah, it was a late night, and lots of effort was made. So, and then, but did it appease the raccoon king?
Well, no, it goes to the owl.
Oh, it goes to the owl.
There's multiple.
See, I don't know this stuff.
So to the museum. Oh, you have to give it to the museum first. That's the rule. So you can 100% the museum, and then
you can complete your collection.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I get it. So Mark, what was the thing you put in something in chat that you wanted to talk about? Well, we didn't get on the notes, and I don't want to make sure we get to it.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember. There was the big
eShop.
The eShop. The eShop, or are we going to talk about?
You made something.
The Unholy.
Remember?
You wanted to talk about that really bad.
Oh well, that's all right. We're good on that. What was the other thing? Oh, we talked a little bit about. Oh, the big thing with us was the ghost hunters in the UK.
Yeah.
That are still hunting.
Really?
Yes,
yeah.
About that.
There's a couple.
You don't need to hold the mic.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You got one.
Forgot. Habit. There's a couple in the UK that are still going on ghost hunts, and they got a ton of flack for it.
Really?
Because they're not maintaining 6 feet distance.
Well, they're saying it wasn't an
them
essential. They're on a much harsher lockdown over there.
Yeah.
And they're saying that they're not an essential business. They're
I
still
heard they
going
own
out.
that building.
But that's just it. One of the buildings they went to was one they owned, and then another one, they're working in a warehouse that they own. Now, a lot of the para community are like, this is you're spreading, you're breaking quarantine, you're not doing well, but then other. So it's turned into a polarizing argument in the para community. Is ghost hunting essential?
Did somebody say polar?
Oh, look at that.
Not bipolar.
Not bipolar.
No. You see, I've got an ice castle for one just over that ridge.
No. We see it. We know what we said. And we'll stand by our decision.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Quarantined in Antarctica, the only continent that does not have Yeah,
that's
the
just
only
because
continent that doesn't have a
Tigers
tire.
survive in the cold. I mean, it's very irresponsible.
So are they
Ice and snow.
are they fining people over there?
Yeah, they're fining them. They got
Hardcore.
fined. They got
Arresting people too.
they are arresting people.
Yeah.
It's it just depends on the area. It's it depends on again, kind of like us. It's county by county.
Well, because there's like people who are getting stuck, and there's I forgot what country it was in, but like people are like leaving in like those dinosaur suits to try to break quarantine. And then there was
Spain.
like
Yeah, that was
Spain,
Italy.
and then like there's like I guess this woman from Britain was like vacationing. I think maybe it was also Spain, and she's like, I'm going in the pool, and they like arrested her out of the pool because
Well, someone in California was arrested because they were
yeah.
surfing in the water.
Yeah.
And they said get out, and they paddleboard in the water, and
Yeah.
they didn't for 30 minutes,
Yeah.
so they arrested them.
Yeah, it's definitely odd times we live in, but the ghost hunting thing that's a little
Rob, check
crazy.
the text.
So
Keep going, guys.
no,
It should be fine. If they own that property, why not be able to go to your own property? and do
exactly.
it?
And ghost hunting.
And-
if you're just going to try to get evidence, stuff like that, I'm not sure that would be essential right now, but it would be
No,
a
but-
nice time to do it because the places are empty.
Yeah.
I
and
read
you
on
can
that
get.
article their main headquarters isn't haunted. That's why they didn't want to film there, because they didn't want to give an illusion. They said we don't want to lie to anybody. That's
Right.
why they rather go to the actual haunted place.
Right, exactly, and the place wanted them there, and
Yeah.
because they want the place is like we've got issues, we've had some technical things, we've had some crazy things, and so it's very weird. The paranormal community has like really polarized on this. And
All right, so a show of hands, how many people believe in ghosts?
What?
Show of hands, how many people believe in ghosts?
I think unusual stuff. Ghost
Believe
is the
in
word I
what?
don't like.
Ghosts.
Ghosts.
Ghosts? Yeah.
Okay.
We've seen a lot of weird things.
Oh my gosh, Josh, you don't believe in ghosts?
Not really.
But you believe in princesses.
I believe I am the top princess.
Oh, it's raining Mexicans. Hold
No,
on.
you'll note.
Oh,
you'll
whoa.
note
He'll be the ghost he'll be killed by the ghost first.
of the Erie, Florida team. You will
What?
note that Carrie did not raise her hand on that because
Carrie?
she's kind of up in the
No,
air on
Carrie
it.
and I are like,
Yeah,
This-
it's definitely.
we've seen a lot of weird
This
things.
is the only ghost I'm caring about right now.
So if you guys hear any funky noises right now, it's not the ghost. We actually have a whole roof being put on our
Still.
building.
Yeah, still,
really
this
will.
time of night.
I thought it was that cold Medina that we were all drinking on.
Well, hey, Cold Medina's actually good.
Yeah, it makes you funky.
Don't make it. It's a funky Cold Medina.
Wow.
All right, so moving on.
Onward.
So make conference calls with fun Star Trek, Seinfeld, and more.
We already
nerdy
covered
crap.
that.
Covered.
Did it.
Well, then why is it on here twice?
There's one that's Rick and Morty, and then there's one that's other nerdy things.
So here,
Combined.
Disney movie release calendar updated. Here's when Marvel, Disney, and Fox movies are now hitting theaters. They can't do this. They don't know.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. They've already taken what kind of precautions they can, and they've already pushed it till June, July
Nope.
for a lot of these films.
Nope. Not going to happen.
think that's gonna
AMC
happen,
AMC is like
unfortunately.
they think AMC is pretty sure they're done because they were already like
I'm
5
rebooked. My Indiana Comic Con flight's rebooked.
Yeah, we just was it Fanboy Expo
Yeah,
Fanboy
Fanboy.
Expo.
I'm
announced
telling
today.
you guys, they're not going to let big crowds till after October.
You're right.
Spooky
Not gonna
Empire said they're
happen.
going to have news coming
So-
up.
yeah, very
about
soon,
their May
so-
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
Not that I want that. I want to, because if I don't get to go to Halloween Horror Nights and,
Mickey's Not So Scary?
yeah, no, I'm not going to go to that because I'm not gay.
Oh, whoa.
And I
That has
have no
nothing to
problem
do
with
with
that. Nope. That's not. I'm not gay bashing. I'm just saying I'm not. So, but no, I'm not going to that. It's just not me. But it's I like Halloween Horror Nights and Busch Gardens is
Howl-O-Scream.
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 I love those. Actually, you know what's kind of funny? Mama Tech finally went to something super scary, and she went to Howl-O-Scream last year with me because our youngest son Justin Cage, he actually worked for
Howl-O-Scream?
Howl-O-Scream.
Good. It's
Yeah.
The
that's a
only
fun
thing
job.
that I'm excited about for Halloween Horror Nights this year, if it gets to go on, is it's their 30th year running,
Yep.
which means one of my all-time favorite individuals, Jack the Clown and Chance the Clown, should be making their reemergence like they usually do every 5 years, and that makes me
Eilish
so
one.
super excited.
There's a couple speculative sites out there that have posted some of what they thought the haunts were going to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know
Eilish.
Oh, I
Billie
saw
Eilish
that, yeah.
getting a
Billie
house.
Eilish,
But
Billie
that is,
Eilish.
she has toured the park a few times,
Yeah.
so that's
That'd be so rad.
She made my theme song. You should see me in a crown.
there we go. So yeah, we'll see how
Settle down,
it
Mike.
turns out. So
Oh, so here's something funny, or interesting. Ed Griswold, my buddy, said they're not ghosts; it's time rifts.
that's a lot. That's a
That
that's a
is-
theory.
yeah. That is.
Because it's
So how would
especially
you
the
measure
replay ones.
time riffs?
Well, the replay ones, the ones that seem to be like people replaying another, something from the past and a
Right.
traumatic event. Some people think that is something like that, a temporal anomaly, not a spiritual.
So we're
anomaly.
going to have to get into that with the Parageeks.
That's the kind of things that we talk about in the books. Erie,
Hey,
Florida, and Freaky
so
Florida.
guess what, everybody?
And Creepy Florida, available at ErieFlorida.com.
There you go. So we'll make sure we put we'll put there you go. So we got about 30 seconds left. We really appreciate absolutely everybody watching tonight. It's been awesome. It's been great. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Stay tuned for the UFO woman, and that is a good show. And she's got a great guest on tonight, Miss Stoner. And so, oh, that's funny. So anyway, everybody have a really good weekend. Stay safe. Wash your hands.
Yes.
I'm
we'll
ready.
see everybody next week. Same Nerd Time Center, Nerd Channel. I love being able to
See
do
you
that.
on
That's
the other
kind of cool,
side.
right? And everybody, see you later. Bye.